everyone, and welcome to another royal reading. And today, of course, was Prince Philip's memorial service, very emotional service and very powerful. And of course, the only reading that I want to do today is about the notable absentee from that service. How he felt. Did he watch it? Did he see? Did he feel anything when he saw the real open grief that was expressed by some members of his family, his cousin Beatrice in particular, and of course Her Majesty the Queen, looking very frail, very emotional, and really it was quite difficult, some of it, to watch because of that. And so I just want to know, does he regret not going? What does he feel he achieved by not going? That Petulant Prince, people are describing it as pathetic that he did not show up. It's the talk of the town, of course. It was very graphically represented in an attendance list, a sheet of the senior royals who were going to be there, the family members, the extended family, Prince Philip's family and European royals, and so on. Prince Harry was there in the top row, crossed out with a red cross, not attending. So I have shuffled. Cards don't want to shuffle again for me, but I will keep shuffling a little bit. And as I say, the only reading I'm going to be doing today is just having a look at what the energy is around Prince Harry right now. It's a big moment in his life, one he may well come to regret, one he may already regret. Of course, Harry and Meghan didn't make it to the Oscars either, so they missed the Oscars if they were hoping to relaunch themselves on that side of the world. In California, they didn't get invited to any of the parties, they didn't get to hand over the award for Best Picture, and then of course they missed congregating with all the family, all the royals, all the dignitaries, and so some real cutting off nose to spite face going on, it seems, in my opinion. Of course, always my opinion, always just tarot readings, always. So sometimes entertainment is seemingly the wrong word. It doesn't feel very entertaining right now. Snoring in the background, Tess, she's had a busy day. And let's see. Well, there it is, underlying energy of this reading. Very graphic, very appropriate, I think, the Five of Cups. A regret, enormous regret, sorrow, loss, looking at the spilled cups in front, not seeing the cups behind that are still standing upright, separated from that castle by water, an ocean between him and the rest of his family now, and an ocean, I think, of regret that is not going to be crossed anytime soon. This is something that's going to live on in infamy in Prince Harry's life. There it is, underlying energy. It's going to sit as the underlying energy of this reading. Let's put it down here instead. And it's going to colour all the other cards, and it is absolutely the energy that I was expecting to see in this reading. And just as a matter of interest, the card that's sitting beneath it is the Four of Cups, and also at the bottom of the deck, second card in, the rejection card, the saying no. Let's stick it there as well, because I think the two really are very appropriate, very expressive of the energy of what Prince Harry has done. He said no, he turned down something that was very important. Being petulant, the Four of Cups has got that nasty, kind of sneery energy of no, a sulky teenage energy, and then living to regret it. That could be our reading, and we could close it right now. But let's see the situation with Prince Harry. How does he feel right now? Well, he's playing tricks. He was hoping to accomplish something with the Magician card. It was all about game playing, all about manifesting, all about power plays. I have got my book of tricks, my box of tricks, and I am up to something. I'm trying to conjure something up. I'm trying to manifest something. I'm trying to manipulate the situation, trying to manipulate energy. And it always tricky, the Magician, even when he's upright, trying his best to control a situation, trying his best to get things to go his own way, using tricks, not using leadership and skill and that kind of energy that you would get from the Emperor, for instance. using his bag of tricks, his PR, his spin doctors, his lawyers, whoever else he's using. He's got his wands, his cups, his swords, his pentacles, his money, his ideas, his writing, as I say, all of the things that the magician has at his disposal, that he is trying to conjure something up. So let's see the challenge that he's currently facing. There's quite a nasty energy to come out as the situation card. The challenge that he's facing is that he is not part of a team anymore. Big snores. Tess. Three of Pentacles in the reverse. He is no longer a member of that team. He's no longer a working royal. He has left that team. He's not part of them anymore. He isn't in the inner circle anymore. And it's very visible. It's very noticeable to everybody that he is now on the outs with them, or not working with them, working against them really. Three of Pentacles in reverse. He's seen to be working against the royals, particularly all the trouble that was caused during the Caribbean tour that obviously just immediately preceded the memorial service. If you're watching this reading in future and not right now, in the actual day of the memorial service, that Caribbean tour obviously left a real stain on the royal family, and a stain that's very associated with Harry and Meghan and the Oprah interview and their cohorts, the Omid Scobies of the world and the rest of them. I don't want to name names here, but seen to be working against the royals, seen for what it is. Really, that magician energy seemed to be, as I keep saying, working against the royals instead of working with the royals. So does he regret not going? Hidden energy of this reading. Does he regret it? Absolutely. Absolutely. Six of Swords in reverse. The Six of Swords is literally the international travel card. It would have been getting on that plane, going back to the UK, attending with or without the RPOs, the security that he is insisting that he deserves. But the Six of Swords has come out in the reverse. That is being stuck in your sorrows, stuck in your troubles, sitting next to the Five of Cups. Not traveling, not moving, not going overseas, staying at home, staying in your difficulty, staying in your mess, staying in your sulking, petulant energy, and not moving out of it, not clearing that energy and not moving forward. Yeah, he regrets it. He regrets it, absolutely. Not major arcana, but it is being stuck in a situation. He's got himself into this mess now. He's really got himself into a corner. He and Meghan, as I say, they didn't get the invite to the Oscars that they pretended that they got. And so they missed out the Hollywood royalty, and what a fiasco that was, the Oscars. And then they missed out with the actual royalty in the UK. So they missed both. And stuck at home feeling sorry for themselves, I think. Whether they feel sorry for anyone else, interesting, and we'll see. But what does he feel he achieved by not going? What was he trying to achieve? We've had the magician there, manipulative energy. What was he trying to achieve? Or what was his focus with not going? And it's this Knight of Wands in reverse that often comes up for Prince Harry. This very hot-headed, rash, erratic, unreliable energy that the Knight of Wands represents, but it is also a very angry card when in particular it is in the reverse. It is a very aggressive energy. It is a very hot-headed, impetuous energy. The Knight of Wands is a prince. Of course, knights are princes in the tarot. And look, he's wearing his armor and he's charging along. And this is all about security. He was claiming that he needed security to go. Never mind that all the royals of Europe and further afield than just Europe were there without any adverse consequences to their personal safety. But he, the hot-headed prince, it was all about that security, that armor he felt that he deserved. And in a very undeserving card, because he's just a knight, he is quite insignificant, he's quite small fry really in the scheme of things. He's very unreliable. And the Knight of Wands, when he's in the reverse, he blows hot and cold. You can't trust him, you can't pin him down, you can't get him to commit to anything. And he is very aggressive, he is very angry, very egotistical, And there it is. It's all about that security, all about that ego, the sense of being deserving of notice and protection, but actually in the reverse. So a very low energy card, and low in the sense of negative energy, the Knight of Wands in reverse. So lead up to this memorial service which was going on with Prince Harry. Was there a dithering about going? And we get literally the death card, and of course that is what we're dealing with, a memorial service for someone who has passed over. But it's the death card in reverse, being stuck, being stagnant. It's very similar to the Six of Swords in the sense of not being able to get yourself out of a mess. The death card is about ending and bad endings, change, everything stopping, everything falling apart, and having to basically let go of things and start afresh once you've gone through that process of decay. And in the reverse, it is not changing, it is not letting go of things, it's hanging on grimly to something that you need to let go of, really. And the death card for me in reverse tells me that Prince Harry was insistent on standing his ground, however unproductive it was, however destructive it is, however negative it was. And it's major arcana, so it was a big deal. It was a real power play of his, and literally using someone's death to score points, because we have the Magician at the center of this reading, at the heart of this reading. He was trying to score points out of it. He was trying to milk the situation. He was trying to manipulate the situation for his own benefit. But it has ended up so far for Prince Harry is the Six of Swords and the Five of Cups as the underlying energy, this regret energy and the sorrow. So next phase for Prince Harry, are we going to see him at the Jubilee? Is he going to bother to show up for that? Or is he going to stay away? He's going to stay away. The Empress in reverse. The Empress, two things I get. First of all, it is the Queen. I don't think he dares show his face to the Queen in future. He claims that he's going to pop in and see her as he zooms past, literally this time rather than on Zoom. He is going to pop in and say howdy to Her Majesty on his way to or from the Invictus Games in the Netherlands. How condescending of him. Pop in and see his grandmother, who, from the looks of her, is really, time is not her friend right now. And this is Fluffy scratching. That's the bell. That's ringing rather ominously as I said that. So I think he's afraid of seeing the Queen. He's afraid of possibly the rotten tomatoes that might be thrown if he shows up on a balcony with the Queen, having dishonoured her as very blatantly as he just has done today by not showing up. Even he could have skulked like a Shakespearean prince, like Hamlet. He could have skulked in the shadows and not taken a pew, not sat with the rest of the family. He could have brooded in a corner. He could have still showed up if he really wanted to, even with his bulletproof vest on if he felt it was necessary. But no, Empress in reverse coming up for him, no. But I also think that there's a Meghan Markle energy and that Empress of she's not going to go, so he's not going to go. Maybe she's not invited, maybe she's not welcome, or maybe she just will never set foot in the UK again. And we have heard that from various sources, that she is never going to set foot in the UK again. She's washed her hands of the UK. And I have to say, it was quite galling today to hear her being described still as a senior royal in the same breath as the rest of them. Really very, very difficult. People complaining about Prince Andrew being there and helping the Queen, but he is her son, the son of Prince Philip. He is still a member of the royal family and still obviously someone that she loves, and still obviously somebody that she wanted to include and show that whatever has happened to him in public, privately, he is still very near and dear to her. But to have Meghan Markle described as a senior royal, really a bit much. So let's see, as Fluffy dances around and scratches the furniture and wants attention, let us see, did Harry wake up early in the morning in Montecito or wherever he is and watch the ceremony? Did he watch? Could he be bothered? It looks like he did. Because the Hanged Man is in reverse. The Hanged Man normally, when he's upright, is literally just hanging around in limbo, not doing anything, being disabled, not disabled in the physical, handicapped sense of disabled, but being put out of action, being forced to wait, hang around and wait for things to change, for energy to change, so that you can get back into circulation. And while you are sidelined, you have a think about things. But when the card is in the reverse, it means that you are cut down from that tree that you've been hanging from, and you're back in circulation. You're busy, you're doing, but you're doing with a new perspective. I think he woke up early in the morning, and I think he watched. And Major Arcana, I do think he watched, and I think he might have had a bit of a moment of enlightenment as he watched. But let's see, how did he feel specifically when he was confronted with those real instances of grief? Does he feel guilty? Does he feel grief himself? How does he feel when seeing the sorrow of the members of his family? Yeah, a terrible burden. So he does have a conscience. That's interesting. 10 of Wands is a terrible burden that he's carrying with him now. The burden for life that he's going to be carrying, that 10 of Wands. The shame of it. The stain of it on his soul for not going, for not supporting his family. He should have been there with his cousins. He should have been there with his grandmother. He should have been there with his family. And he wasn't. And this is a burden. This is a burden that he is carrying. He would like to put down this burden. He's not going to be able to put this burden down with the 10 of Wands. He knows it. There's no getting away from this 5 of Cups. Turn something down, regret. Absolute regret. Stuck in that regret. He was playing games. He was absolutely playing games with this Magician card and the Death card in reverse, and the Knight of Wands in reverse there. He was trying his luck with this situation. He miscalculated badly, and it's going to end up with him questionable with that Empress card in reverse, whether he actually ever sees his grandmother again. Very serious consequences for him. So let's see what he hopes, what he fears in this situation. I'm going to slide these cards down so we can see. What does he hope? What does he fear? And I would say he fears justice. He fears karma. He fears that it's going to go badly for him, even though this card is in the upright, this Justice card. He may, at some level, hope that he wins the court case, because justice is, of course, legal proceedings, literally. So he may hope that he wins. Well, it's not a winning a court case, because there isn't even a court case. Yes, this is a preliminary hearing. As far as I understand it, it's an application for leave to bring judicial review proceedings, as far as I understand these things. And so they haven't even got to the nitty-gritty of the judicial review yet. This is about whether it can actually proceed. So he is hoping that the court decides in his favor, so that he can be seen to be vindicated at some level, that he was right and that he deserved all of the security, and that not going was the right thing to do. But I think he fears the bigger sense of justice, which is karma, which is what goes around comes around, and your manipulative, destructive, because the Death card is a very destructive card. It's very destructive behavior, so that situations have to end. Negative situations have to end. He fears that his behavior is going to bring him trouble in future. It's going to have consequences. 10 of Wands type consequences. Let's see. What is the effect long term of this no-show going to have for Prince Harry in his life, his relationship with the royals? 6 of Pentacles. It's not major arcana, but it's bad enough. It is being seen as being a taker rather than a giver in a situation. Where the Six of Pentacles is all about fairness, sharing, putting effort in to situations. It's not the work card. That's the Eight of Pentacles. That's working hard at something because you want to make money. The Six of Pentacles is putting into situations, charitable situations that are moral obligations more than your 9-to-5 job, or you're writing a book or whatever you do that's going to make money, or honing your craft or mastering something. The Six of Pentacles is about doing good, really. Putting effort into a situation, whether it's into a relationship or a charity or a cause or a friendship or a family situation. You put effort in with the Six of Pentacles. You put effort in, you get back. It's a similar energy to the Justice card that it's sitting above. But it's in the reverse. He's going to be seen as a scrounger. He's going to be seen as someone who takes from situations rather than gives. He takes more than he gives. He is self-interested, selfish, and it's going to count against him, because you have this scale of justice sitting, being held in this man's hand. And arms being dished out, and it's almost that Egyptian, is it Mart, the feather and the scale and your soul being weighed against it. This card is the energy I was feeling with the Justice card. I was reading the Justice card as being in reverse. Actually, it's bad karma. It's that stain on the soul, and there it is. The Six of Pentacles is telling me that yes, that is the energy of this reading. It is going to go badly for Prince Harry. I think in terms of karma, I think in terms of how his life is going to go in future, because he didn't put this effort in. He didn't put his own ego and his own game playing and posturing. The Knight of Wands in reverse is all about posturing. It's very melodramatic energy. He postured and he gave ultimatums, and is going to be noted, and it's going to endure the sense that this is not someone you can count on, not someone you can rely on, not someone who will do the right thing. This is someone who is all about himself, all about his own needs, all about what he can take from a situation, and doesn't care at all about what he should be doing and the consequences of his actions. For this Empress in reverse, this Queen in reverse, who it has been noted was incredibly upset that he decided not to attend. And this to me is the most important card in this reading. The Empress in reverse, sitting above the Five of Cups, the regret card, the sorrow card. There is already sorrow, there is going to be more, and sooner rather than later. And that Ten of Wands, he's not going to be able to put those wands down now. He's picked them up, and that's his burden for this lifetime. And I'm sorry to sound so doomy and sort of judgmental in this reading, but that's what the cards are telling me. This is what the energy is telling me. This is, of course, just a tarot reading, or my opinion, but pretty grim for him. Pretty bad day for him. A bad decision. A day that's going to have consequences for him long into the future. And that is the reading for today. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.